Yeah, hi, it's Johnny. Just welcoming everybody to my kitchen. Just doing a little bit of cooking. I've got at the moment a nice simple sweet and spicy stir fry on, but I wanted to show everybody why I am convinced I will not be catching the coronavirus or the COVID-19. Now, before I go too far, I have to tell you this is what I'm doing to avoid the COVID-19. I am not a doctor. I'm not telling you that you will avoid the COVID-19 if you do this. I am just personally showing what I am doing and hoping that maybe it might help somebody else there. Now, there's a few different steps I go through on a daily basis. The very first one is this one, pickle juice. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, pickle juice. A glass of that every day. And it's one of the first steps of avoiding COVID-19. Now, step number 2 is vitamin C. A few different ways that you can actually make sure you have vitamin C. The first one, of course, by the glass. One possible way of having it. The second way, of course, vitamin C supplements. Very, very appropriate too. But the one I actually am going to choose to show you today is to actually do it fresh and actually have your vitamin C coming to you in your food. So you can choose lots of different vitamin C, fruits and vegetables that can actually help you there. But I've picked a few that I feel are really, really beneficial to myself. So very first one, what we've got here, tomatoes, simple tomatoes. There they go, straight into the bowl. Now the next step that we take for the tomatoes is actually some salt. Now I do recommend Himalayan pink salt, sea salt, rock salt. I just don't recommend the normal table salt, Saxa and such there. And for that you want to put in maybe half a teaspoonful. In we go, half a teaspoonful. Now the very next step for this is to actually get the most out of the salt, is we're actually just going to massage it into the tomato, remembering that we are in the middle of a COVID-19 pandemic, so make sure that your hands are nice and clean. But as we massage that, you'll feel the salt actually drawing more of the juice out, and that's really, really important. You'll find the vitamin C inside there. Now the next thing, you can be choosing any other type of fruit and vegetable high in vitamin C. I like the citrus fruits. So the first one I've actually chosen here, I've chosen ruby red grapefruit, also known as pink grapefruit. And in there we'll pop the ruby red grapefruit. Give that again, little mix around so that we have that. The third ingredient I'm going to throw in there are your standard oranges, just oranges, and that will sweeten it a little bit from the tomato and from the ruby red grapefruit. So there we go, in with the oranges, couple of little stubborn ones there. In we go. We're going to mix those around and massage all those around. The very last thing, very important, this is what they did use to help fight the Spanish flu, and their households that did use a lot of this actually found that they were very, very, very successful in fighting the Spanish flu, is some Spanish onion. So we'll pop that inside there. Again, we'll mix that up there, and making sure that the onions are raw, because if the onions are not raw, then you're going to lose a lot of the actual power at fighting the COVID-19. What you'll also see here, I have sitting on the counter, I actually have just a half-cut Spanish onion. Now that itself is also something good at fighting and cleansing the air. So if there's any sort of bad bacteria or virus in the air, that will also help clean it. Now the next step that we're going to take also, and this is separate. What we're going to have, this comes back from the old Northern European ancestry I have, is actually, as you can see there, sauerkraut. Now this is raw, fermented sauerkraut, and from that, just a tablespoonful of this there. To help fight away some of the the bad viruses and the germs that you will get regarding COVID-19. Now the next thing that we're actually going to use, and this comes back to the sweet and spicy stir fry that I am cooking, is this honey, bush honey, or fresh honey that comes from, well, I shouldn't say fresh honey lasts forever, but honey that you're not going to find in the supermarket shelf, one that you'll find like farm honey. So what we're going to do is a quick spoonful of honey. See if I can just mount that camera so I can use two hands here. A quick spoonful of honey, and here we go, a spoonful of honey, and you'll find that going directly straight into the sweet and spicy stir fry that we have. And we'll mix that in. And last but not least, the last ingredient, very, very important towards fighting, whether it be COVID-19 or any other virus out there, something very, very important, will kill pretty much anything, is fresh chili. So a little bit of fresh chili we'll have here, and the fresh chili itself will go straight into this sweet and spicy stir fry. We'll get that one mixed in, and if you stick with a diet like that throughout the COVID-19 scare, I can't say that it's going to keep you 100% COVID-19 free, but I am going to say that it will keep myself, it has kept me, and will continue to keep me free of the COVID-19 virus. But in saying that, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what's going to work for yourself. I can only tell you what's going to work for me. Thanks very much, folks. My name's Johnny, and I hope you all stay safe and avoid COVID-19.